Thank you very much, Mr. President. Every year we gather to discuss the budget process and acknowledge its challenges. But let me again say this year has been the toughest one I have witnessed since my tenure on the council and before. And I assure you that's no exaggeration. As you've heard me say many times, you can even hook me up to a lie detector that has to confirm it. Our county has faced an immense storm with the pandemic. We swiftly implemented life-saving programs and safety net services to meet the needs of our residents. While President Biden may have declared the end of the national emergency on May 11th, the needs of our county's residents who still rely on these pandemic services have not diminished. It is crucial to maintain and sustain these programs and services as the demand is unlikely to change anytime soon. The influx of federal funding has been instrumental in supporting these efforts. However, as the deadline for utilizing these funds approaches, we must ensure our county can incorporate these expenses to keep these vital programs and services afloat. The pandemic has also exacerbated the demand for hiring staff within our government and schools. We are not alone in this struggle. Our neighboring jurisdictions are facing similar challenges and seeking ways to meet their growing needs. In Montgomery County, we made a commitment to our most valuable resources, our employees. We provided significant compensation and benefit increases to our government workers, police officers, firefighters, corrections officers, teachers, and many others who form the backbone of our county. It is their dedication that makes our community such a special place to live, work, and find a sense of belonging. This budget is a reflection of our values and what is truly important to our community. Over half of our budget is allocated to Montgomery County Public Schools, demonstrating that our children are a priority. This year, our funding level represents a historic increase, reaffirming our commitment to invest in our teachers, staff, and students. We believe that our school staff deserve the compensation increase agreed upon for this year to attract and retain the teachers we need. To accommodate the substantial increase requested by the school system, the council had increased revenue funding through a property tax adjustment. Though thoughtful and deliberate decision making, the council, with the hard work of the council president and his staff, managed to reduce the amount from the county executive's recommended level. This balancing act allowed us to address the pressing needs of our schools, which have been severely impacted by the pandemic, experiencing staff shortages and struggling student test scores. Our budget also delivers well-deserved inflationary increases to our nonprofit sector and developmentally disability providers. We recognize the indispensable role they play in keeping our most vulnerable residents safe and providing the necessary safety net services. Additionally, we have allocated funding for the Working Families Income Supplement, ensuring a continuance of a county match to federal EITC refund when combined with state funds. To address our county's capital projects, including schools, libraries, recreation centers, and affordable housing, we needed to reassess and increase the recordation tax. The increase will help fund these vital projects that contribute to the overall well-being of our community. As the chair of the Public Safety Committee, I understand the repercussions of a shortage of public safety personnel, both in terms of service reduction and community safety. Therefore, we have allocated resources in order to help recruit and retain police officers. We are experiencing a nationwide shortage of police officers, and Montgomery County is feeling those effects, as we are currently down more than 130 officers. To enhance our competitiveness in the region, we have implemented a $20,000 bonus for newly sworn officers. However, it is important to note that our department remains understaffed, which directly affects services delivery. Furthermore, we have prioritized the needs of our fire and rescue service. Our budget includes 11 new positions to address the impact on community services and improve operational efficiency. Additionally, we have allocated resources to provide mental health supports and services for our firefighters and emergency personnel, recognizing the critical importance of their well-being. For our county's Department of Corrections, we have begun to resume necessary services, and I'm happy to report the reopening of our pre-release center, which has been closed since 2020 due to the pandemic. We have implemented nurse retention bonuses to support critical department operations. Moreover, we have provided increased resources and equipment for officers as well as mental health support. our budget has also includes inflationary increases for medical services and clothing. Considering the disturbing upward trend in hate crimes incidents, we have increased funding for our nonprofit security grant program, specifically for organizations and facilities at a higher risk of such incidents. The Anti-Defamation League recently released that over 100 incidents were reported to them in Maryland in 2022. This is a 98% increase in incidents, with more than half of them occurring in Montgomery County. It is imperative for us to continue to address these issues and allocate the necessary resources to combat these crimes. We worked through a challenging budget and fiscal environment this year, and I want to publicly thank our Council President, Evan Glass, for his able leadership in navigating us through these stormy seas. I extend my gratitude to my esteemed colleagues on the Public Safety Committee, Councilmember Dawn Lukey and Councilmember Kristen Mink, for their thoughtful perspectives and insightful discussions during our budget deliberations. I would like to also express my appreciation to Susan Farag, who I consider an invaluable member of my staff, for her input and guidance. Special thanks are due to the Government Operations Committee Chair, Kate Stewart, and my colleague, Vice President Andrew Friedson, for their dedication and commitment to addressing the challenging issues within the other committee that I serve. I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to all my fellow council members for rising to the task of this incredibly challenging budget and for their collaborative efforts in getting this done. I'm grateful to our Council Administrator Marlene Michelson, Deputy Council Administrator Craig Howard, and our entire Council Central staff for keeping us informed and guiding us through this process. My office and its hardworking team deserve recognition for their diligent work, especially my Chief of Staff, Sharon Ledner. This budget was a team effort, and it took a village, or perhaps in our case, it took 2 villages to bring it together. In closing, I want to express my deepest gratitude to the residents of Montgomery County. Your support, engagement, and invaluable testimony during the county budget process has been crucial. We understand that these have been challenging times, and yet you have persevered and shown resilience. I want to assure you that your voices have been heard, and we have strived to address your concerns and aspirations in this budget. It is your unwavering support that empowers us as a council to take on the hard issues and find innovative solutions. Together, we have weathered this storm of the pandemic and its far-reaching effects. Thank you, and may our county thrive and flourish. Thank you, Mr. President.